Now, you probably thought you had seen the last of him, but Tony Fauci is back. Georgetown University Medical School just announced he's starting next week as a distinguished professor.
I think what I have to offer is experience and inspiration to the younger generation of students. If I accomplish that, I think I'll make a major contribution to Georgetown.
Now, I want to remind everyone what kind of expertise Fauci has. He's an expert at posing for magazine covers. He's an expert on himself, as you can see from the many Fauci-related items in his office. He's also an expert on being wrong and getting paid top dollar for doing it.
It's as simple as black and white. You're vaccinated, you're safe. You're unvaccinated, you're at risk. Simple as that.
That's triple mask. Joining me now, Dr. Jay Bhattacharya from Stanford University School of Medicine. Professor, I have not seen you in the studio. I haven't seen you for 2 years since our epic town hall.
So
Great
good
to
be
see
here, Laura.
you. So much fun. All right, what's your reaction to this?
Well, the problem is that if you look at what he's actually done during the pandemic, Laura, he's lied to the American public over and over and over again. First first masks don't work, but no, I was lying to you. I just wanted to spare the masks. Then he said 60% for herd immunity, 70% for herd immunity. Then, oh no, I was lying to you because you couldn't handle the number. And then he said, if you get vaccinated, you can't get the disease, you can't pass it on. Over and over again, he has basically tried to dissemble in order to manipulate the behavior of American people. How is he going to look in the face of students and say, you have to tell people the truth in public health?
Well, what about the professors, the doctors, the researchers who were either threatened or lost everything? So in some cases, their licenses to practice medicine, all because of this edict that was basically pushed out into all of academia, into research institutions. You defy Fauci, you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I faced it personally, Laura, right? So because I spoke up with the Great Barrington Declaration saying lockdowns are a bad idea, he and Francis Collins essentially organized a devastating takedown of me. It essentially sends a signal that people like him who decide who gets funding, who gets status, can destroy you if you cross him.
And the exchange of free ideas in medicine, how much was that compromised during this pandemic, given what we know about the origins of this virus?
I mean, we know that for a fact. People censor themselves for a long time, Laura. What people would do is they'd say, okay, well, if I speak up, I'm going to cross him and I'm going to, my career might be threatened. A lot of scientists would write to me and tell me, thank you for speaking up, Jay. I can't speak up because I face all these I stand to lose all this stuff.
He manipulated that situation with the letter. Was it in the article in Nature about how the virus couldn't have really started in a lab, or very unlikely that it started in a lab?
Yeah, that's the Proximal Origins paper.
Yeah.
If you look at the FOIA emails from January 2020, he spent all his time, or a very large fraction of his time, worried about people were going to think that it might have started in a lab.
How about the boosters? We're supposed to all get the boosters, and then we find out most of the people getting sick have gotten multiple boosters, really sick now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was essentially a pharmaceutical company salesman, probably the best one they ever had.
Well, we know that Pfizer has given an enormous amount to Georgetown University over the years. Big Pharma has given huge amounts to research organizations. That, in and of itself, can be problematic, can it not be? Yeah,
I mean, there are definitely conflicts of interest inherent in both the position that he held, which I think he abused his power, and the position he's going to. I'm just thinking about the students, right? What example is Georgetown setting by taking somebody who has been so ethically compromised and putting him in a university, as a university professor? That's their highest position. I mean, I think, it's one thing to have him as a guest lecturer, but you have to put him in context. Like for this.
But no one's going to put him in context. That's the problem. The media never held him accountable. A couple of us did. No one did. I mean.
But Laura, I don't think history's going to remember him very well. I think the failure of this pandemic, we're going to just remember him mainly for that.
Well, I hope history actually records this correctly. You and I know what the truth is, and our viewers do certainly. Dr. Bhattacharya, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.